Larry Hanks, Communication 101, Casey Glanders, Speech 5. Tribute to the American Red Cross. Those who have courage and faith shall never perish in misery. This is a quote by Anne Frank in her book titled The Diary of a Young Girl. These words come in mind when I think of all the selfless people who are volunteers of the American Red Cross, an organization started here in America by Clara Barton in 1881. Barton finished the organization after the Swiss-inspired International Red Cross movement and went on to head the Red Cross for 23 years. The relief efforts have remained constant since the Spanish-American War. 96% of all the work is done by volunteers. Statistics reflect that one in every 363 Americans, 33% of whom are under the age of 25, are involved as volunteers. Every day, somewhere, extraordinary Americans give of themselves selflessly to anyone in need. Extraordinary, usually astonishing, amazing. These are just a few of the synonyms that come to mind when I think of the Red Cross volunteers. I am in awe of anyone who is willing, at the ring of the phone, to leave the comfort and security of their own home to give heart and soul to the aid of a stranger. These caring people are responsible for the health and well-being of people they have never met, and in the country they have never been in. They sometimes find themselves smack in the middle of a frightening situations. Many times they are thrust into harsh climates and unstable conditions. War zones, tornadoes and hurricanes, floods, tsunamis, earthquakes. These are just a few of the conditions that typical volunteers may find themselves in. No comforts at home. Sometimes they may be days of tireless, never-ending work, all being done with as much kindness as you would give to your local own loved ones. Patient and persevering day after day and night after night, calm in the midst of turmoil. Each of these equality, I believe, is held by these volunteers. Many of us are good, caring people who empathize with those suffering of the disaster. We sometimes donate money and maybe even say a prayer for the unfortunate, but will you not or cannot take the final step and actually provide hands-on that is much needed. The Red Cross volunteers are also responsible for many other important programs. They teach people CPR to help themselves live. Volunteers along the Red Cross, with the Red Cross employees, runs blood banks. Yeah, tongue-tied here. Sometimes this is the most difficult of areas and the worst situations. Volunteers spend many hours involved in a program that is set up to reunite family members that have been separated by war or natural catastrophe. Imagine losing your family member in a disaster and fearing the worst, then finding out that through the efforts of the caring stranger, your loved one was safe and well. As a final thought, I would just like to say that this world would be a much better place if we were people like the volunteers of the Red Cross. The Red Cross enabled on the vehicles, the Red Cross emblem on the vehicles and clothing of volunteers is one that we become accustomed to seeing and expecting whenever and wherever there is need. We can all appreciate and truly be thankful for what these unselfish men and women, young and old, do each and every time they are called upon.
Good job.